Good day and welcome back to the Student StarCraft AI Tournament 2015 Finals. Without further ado, we hop into the game and we have got at first as the Blue Zerg Marian Diveka with Killerbot. And Marian Diveka has been updating Killerbot for the last couple of weeks, if not months, and it is better than ever. Blast from the past used to be very good with Hydras and Lurkers. Now it is even better and knows more tricks, is even deadlier and has been posting win rates of 95% up to the deadline of the 2015 finals. As the Brown Terran we have got Icebot from Ice Labs, Japan, Ritzenmaken University. Golden Oldie surprised us all by making it not into the round of 16 but making it into the round of 8, where it defeated Carsten Nielsen with his Zealot Rushbot. Now, Icebot also a blast from the past, about the same time as Killerbot used to be, but then Marian Diveka of course got back on track, updated his bot, and now he is stronger and more brutal than before. While Icebot, with his magnificent high ground use and Sublime, Vulture and Spider Mine capabilities, is a force to be reckoned with. It is interesting to see if this bot will stand the tooth of time and the test of time, of course, and will be able to keep up with Killerbot, which has been injected with some 2015 aggressiveness, macro and micro tricks. Right off the bat we see an expansion with 2 hatcheries before the pool is done. And is this going to be a mildly saturated 3? No, it's not only going to be Zerglings, because we've got a drone here as well. So this is going to be a very greedy build. I say only 2 Zerglings to chase around the map and try and catch this scouting SCV, but it's well microed by Icebot, so this is going to take a while before it dies. Meanwhile, Icebot going for its standard bunker at the entrance of the natural, with behind that a command center, and then straight into a factory with only 2 marines. That is very greedy. So both bots opting for a macro heavy opening, and I must say that Killerbot is going for a very quick lair. This is going to be interesting. So far we've seen 2 hatches before the start of the spawning pool, then only 1 sunken, and that's scouting SCV. And immediately Lurker aspect is started. For those of you coming from StarCraft 2, a Lurker is a great thing to behold, and I believe it has been reintroduced into the game with Legacy of the Void. And let me slow it down just a little bit, because Killerbot is not having any problems keeping up its game. So, for those of you unfamiliar with the concept of what we are doing here today, this is the Student StarCraft AI Tournament 2015, and it's all in the name. This is a tournament for students mainly, and other interested as well. We just had the group phase, which has already been played, and that of course produced a winning student. Then this is the mixed phase, in which also non-students have a chance. This is a set, or was a set, of the 16 best bots, students, non-students and teams, all alike, and they have just been put into an elimination bracket. Last time we had the round of 16, which was best of 1. The round of 8, is a best of 3, so you've got 3 chances to beat your opponent. And we see here Icebot, the only bot using high ground with a siege tank, is going to shut down these Zerglings nice and tight. And there come 2 missile turrets, so that's interesting. Have we got a Spire? We haven't got a Spire, but perhaps, and I think almost certainly, Icebot has scanned the lair in conjunction with the Hydra Den, which is a high possibility of Lurkers, and then you need some detection. So 2 tanks on the high ground, bunker beneath, 2 turrets, and more tanks coming. So that should be a nice bit of shutting down of any Lurker strats moving up your alley. Meanwhile, Killerbot taking another expansion at the top, and that's almost the 11:30 or something. And what is it doing more? There is 1 Lurker, 2 more, Evo Chamber, and a nice bit of... The positioning is very nice, because as you'd like to attack into this, you can only put your tanks here and slowly move your way into all these sunkens. Then only after you've taken them down, threatening the economy and the hatchery. And now Killabot is moving in, and now we've got 2 lurkers with the scan. Oh, and nice bit of marine kills, and that were all the marines from the bunker. So now we've got 3-4 tanks and a lot. How many scans are there left? We've got 3 scans here and 1 there almost. So with 4 tanks on the high ground, this is going to be shut down, I think. You need to come in from all angles, spread them out, and hope you can bust the natural before you get scanned and siege tanked to death. But I don't know if that's going to happen. Scouting SCV, has it seen the expansion? Let me check. It has not. It's only seeing these drones, and I don't know if it's got the logic module to say, well, if we see drones moving up to here, it's natural to assume that it's got another base. So soon to be 3 base, saturation a bit lower than those that of Terran. Armor upgrade coming up, very handy against these siege tanks. More lurkers come up, that's a lot of gas invested. Ice Lab now at, oh, Zerg is ahead in supply, and that is not good. Even though you've got 5 tanks on the high ground, soon to be 6, 7, only tanks, it's just going to go all out on tanks, and that is a very nice choice. But as soon as these scans run out, although we've got 3 here, soon have 4, 5 scans, and you need a hell of a lot of lurkers to... Oh, and there we go. These lurkers moving in, burrowing now, and no. Look at that. Although the lurkers are down now with the scan, this is going to be a very expensive and only minor damage dealt. And Zerg gets cleaned up. Now Zerg at 57 supply, only 75 for Terran. Terran now moving out with SCVs, probably looking for some base to put another expansion down. What is Zerg doing? We need to see an egg, but as it's positioned, it's overlord all over the eggs. I don't know if I can select that. It's going for a queen's nest. And it's not building any units in the meanwhile. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Banking 1k at this stage of the game with only a handful of Zerglings and Hydras to... well, Terran can't really move out at this time, can it? So it's probably a good choice to invest in some more economy. But at the end of it, you'd like to see... Okay, now it's spent a lot of money. Oh, hello, we've got queens. And another queen. And we've got a hell of a lot of queens. So I don't know what that means. This is a larger map, of course, so any push might be held down for a bit until the queen... Surely you can't be waiting for queens to get enough energy to... Broodling? That's an interesting strategy. I don't know if that's going to work versus a well-rounded bot like iSpot, but with 1, 2, 3, 4 bases and 2 of Terrans coming up, although this gets scouted, and what will the Zergling do? It will shut down the building SUV. Okay, so that base probably will get up, so 2 base, 3 base Terran versus a handful of Hydras, and if ever they get enough energy, Queens. Hydra upgrades coming up, and they've already got the armor, and now going for the range, and surely you can't mean to play Hydra Queen against Mech Terran. If that is going to work, I am going to be greatly surprised. Of course, I'm not wearing a hat, so I can't wear it, and my shoes are of a quality that would well, give me severe indigestion if I were to try to eat them. Now, these tanks and the Goliath and handful of SCVs trying to save the expansion, but will they get in time? I don't know. More Zerg rallies coming up as well, and a little bit of posturing here as well. Now, Terran moving out, 100 supply, Zerg only at 102. Another base up, that is very good. You see the scan, Terran keeps scanning for everything coming up, and a lot of queens. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 queens here, 5, 6, 7. All in all, I count 11 queens, and the expansion is getting up. So with a 4-base Terran, you need a hell of a lot of good broodlings to be able to get that out of your system. I don't say it's impossible, but iSpot is looking good. Look at all these tanks, and there is no anti-air, so if there are going to be broodlings, it's going to be brutal. Haha. Oh, and there we go, there we go. It's scouting, And any brootlings here, there aren't any troops nearby, and tanks take such a hell of a long time to get out of their factories. They could do quite a substantial bit of damage. These two Hydras are making up their mind, or not, or I don't know. And we see a nice bit of stalemate. So 130, 127. Terran getting ahead, and oh, there we go, there we go. This is going to be great. One, and friendly fire, and the other one is going down as well. That was a bit of clump. Oh, that is not good. And another one, take down the Goliath. If you do, you can have free range with the queens. Where are the queens? Here's one. Has it got energy? Yes, it has. And what is it waiting for? It's waiting for a tank, I believe. So these tank numbers have been whittled down. Terran now at 120, Zerg at 140 almost, and nipping in the bud anything coming out of there. So the main tank army is being locked down, and the expansion is now under attack for Hydras with the 1-1 upgrade versus unupgraded SCVs. That is not really a fair battle, is it? Two queens patrolling the base, and with a couple of well-placed brootlings that might do a lot of damage, but again, oh look at that. What will it do? It will find the tank, and there it goes. So by the time these tanks move up to here, this base may well be taken down. These Hydras, of course, had better stay out of this and just keep any stray tanks from moving into a particular direction, slowing down the push a bit. That is a ballsy place to take an expansion, I can tell you that. So Killerbot is going for a very aggressive play, and that tank had better... What are you waiting for, my dear? And look at it, it's all over the map. It's keeping its money down, it's got a lot of gas, and these queens here gathering energy. That is a lot of queens, oh golly, and a spire coming up. So by now, Terran at 190, 120 supply, Zerg at 170. And the base got taken out. The base was here, of course, it got taken out. And now we've got a 3-base Terran. How's the main doing? Main is doing okay. This queen can't quite make up its mind. And a lot of tanks, but... if you take out this one, this whole cluster will blow up from friendly fire, I'm sure. Now, plowing into that with these 1-1 Hydras, yep, you can imagine how that will go. 17 kills in that tank, but Terran is being contained, and a 50 supply difference, that is not going well at all. These Hydras, meanwhile, are about to find out this base, and with the concave of Hydras here, you can't really move out all that quickly to save it, so that will be an economic battle or a lot of damage to the Terrans. And so many brootlings, supply of Terran is plummeting, well not plummeting, but decreasing steadily. Now it's 60 supply difference. And this one queen is still patrolling the main base. I don't know what is hampering it or preventing it from making a kill. What are they doing? Just building Hydras. Just building Hydras. Oh, and there goes the 3rd base of Terran. Now basically we've got a 2-base, soon to be 1 base, with a lot of queens out, with Hydras out. Pardon me if I'm going to speed it up, because this is going to be a long broadcast. We've got 4 matches, best of 3 each, and this is going to do the utmost to my voice. Still, tanks on the high ground versus Hydras on the low ground, 1-1. Tanks, so let me click on one, +1 only. But that is a sufficient rush, and it carries the natural entrance by storm. These tanks are doing their utmost, but there are only 3 left, and that is 2-1. And now it's a handful of vultures, and although these irradiates are doing a lot of damage in these Hydra packs, it's not enough. It's not enough, and here comes the Zerg, and the Zerg is now almost maxed. Wait for it, and there it goes. 200, 200, now banking money. It's got 3k gas already, and the Terran army is gone. Its supply is 7. It's only building Hydras, and a couple of units are still stuck in their barracks. Nice vessel energy upgrade, but if your base looks like this, it's going to be GG. Of course, per the rules of the tournament, I am going to let these games play out. I am not going to call the GG, as these bots won't call GG and leave the game. If they do, of course, that counts as a loss. If they do not, I can only wait until they are done. So Killerbot takes the first game against Ice Labs, and without further ado, as fast as I can load the replay, we'll be going into the second game. Again, speeding up the first stages a bit, we've got Icebot as the teal Terran on a somewhat smaller map, and Killerbot as the yellow Zerg. Now, these two bots can play the macro game we just saw last game, Icebot being a little bit reticent on moving out and applying some aggression, and Killerbot doing what his name implies is kill. And of course it's a bot. If you have missed it, this is the Student StarCraft AI Tournament 2015 Finals, round of 8. And again, that's all in the name. We played a beautiful game called StarCraft Brood War from Blizzard Entertainment 1989. Then we've got students and other interested making bots, playing the game, and these bots are not like the Brood War bots, the Blizzard bots. They have access to the game just like human players. They can only spend what they mine, they can only see what they scout, and they are just playing for fun and glory. Now, this is okay. We've got a very quick lair coming up. Scouting SCV being taken down very slowly, sunken. Terran again doing its bunker behind that, a command center for very quick game as well, for eco-heavy play. And now with a quick lair. So what will we see now? Zerg is saving up a lot of gas, and there goes 200. So again for a lurker play. Terran responding in force with an academy and dual comsat. Very good choice. Saving up the energy, not wasting it on scouting and the eBay for some turrets eventually. And there come the first eggs. Okay, pardon me for rushing through this a little bit because as I said, with the round of 8, we've got 4 matches with 3 games each. And that's 12 games. If you take all to 10 minutes per game, that is still a cast of 2 hours, and it's can be a bit long. Again, Icebot with the tanks on the high ground. It always reminds me of the movie Braveheart, where the English say, "Corporal, some marches on the tower now," and it works like a charm. It will work like a charm as long as Zerg doesn't have something like William Wallace, one kind of hero who can just storm that. And that is a very strong position. You might sneak around that, and it looks like Zerg is trying to do that now, but with the scans, with the tanks, now 4 tanks and the bunker here, with the bridges, now it comes, no bridge will be taken, the lurkers will move on just out of range of the tanks, and if they reach the mineral line, Terran will be in a world of problem, because there is only one tiny marine in that bunker, and these SCVs are getting slaughtered by the hundreds and thousands, or the ones and twos really. Link speed coming up, more Hydras and Lurkers and Zerglings coming in. And if you look at, although these Marines, there are 3 now, are doing a lot of damage, these SCVs are taking so much damage. The eco of Terran is going down, that was the bunker, and these tanks just can't cover the entire natural. So this is going to be a 1 versus 3 base situation, and Killerbot is looking like a hell of a player right now. 3rd base coming up, relentless aggression, just evading all these tanks at the high ground, at the choke, at the ram. And although Icebot is doing its utmost to fight back the lurkers, and it's succeeding, it's succeeding. But as this comsat goes down, as this command center is being taken down, it's not good. This comsat is empty, and this one is completely full, so that must be some logic bug. And these lurkers, 17, 8, 9, 11, everything more can't get in because of the siege tanks, but with this comsat out of action and this one out of energy, all these SCVs die, and the natural has been lost for Terran. That wouldn't be so bad if you just move your tanks up a bit and place some turrets, but that's a hard thing to do. You've got a turret here and you can't really move out. This tank moving up the line and the scan, so that is a very good thing. Now Terran can move inch forward again, but again it's got no more scans, and it will take a hell of a long time for it to accrue more scans. 13 kills on the lurker in the siege tank field, and although all these Hydras and other lurkers are getting slaughtered by all of them, that's 2 tanks already. 2 tanks killed. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh god, that is 10. And now it gets killed, but it's almost, I don't know how many. Oh, and it lives! That is crazy. That must be 10 tanks already for 1 lurker, and that's astounding. These turrets are being taken down, and Terran now at 2031 supply, Queen's out. I don't know if it's got the Broodling upgrade already. I must have, but now with these, this is the last scan, and all the mineral line has been Broodling, so Killerbot is doing what it can best. It's Broodlinging, it's Hydering, and it's Lurkering everything down to a tremble. Oh god, this is brutal. Okay, this might look a bit more aggressive because I'm playing it faster than it used to. This is a double speed, but again, with Terran supply as it is at 0, I'm going to let the base be raised, and then we'll have Killerbot moving up to the round of 4. Congratulations, Icebot, nice try. Please, if your team are reading this, are listening to this cast, are watching it, please come back, update your bot. It hasn't been for 2 years, but it is still very good, and we'd love to see it updated, and even in this form. We'd love to see it back in or next year. Okay, let me just check what this is. And that is weird. That is just 2 games. No, this can't be it. So Killerbot moving on, best of 3, and we are going to the next match, which is Literbot versus SSCAIT. And of course, Literbot surprised us all by taking the Student StarCraft AI Tournament 2014 with bunker rushes, with barracks rushes, proxy barracks, and things like that. SSCAIT surprised us all by taking this year's CRG tournament in Taiwan and placing 2nd at AWIDE in Canada. And this is how it does. So it's a 4 pool, and that's very aggressive. Now Literbot has been watching the scene carefully, but with the depot first, I don't really think that unless it's got the micro of God, that is going to hold this attack, because now the Lings are out, and the barracks has only just started, and more depots to come. So that's a damn pity. Here come the Lings, and there goes a bunker, but with the SCV defense, well, they just might. This Marine needs to get into the bunker, and it doesn't, so yeah. Will it reach? No, it won't. And there go all the SCVs, and even if this one Marine reaches the bunker, I don't think it's going to enjoy its stay there very long. There go the Lings, taking down the command center and the rest of the buildings. SSCAIT claiming another victim, but of course this is best of 3, so on a bigger map, Literbot might have a better chance. So SSCAIT by Chris Cokes taking the first game, one and only entrant from Australia. Literbot, of course, being from the Netherlands, and we jump right into the second game. Then we've got Literbot from Maastricht University, playing Terran and being purple, Green Zerg, Chris Cokes, SSCAIT, and going to speed it up just a little bit because, as I said, we've got a possible 12 games coming up, possible 11 only because Killerbot defeated Ice 2. Then, da-da-da-dum. Let's watch the timing. Okay, here come the Lings. And again, depot first, only then a barracks, but this map is a little bit bigger. So perhaps this time with the SCV micro and the bunker is being placed in a right, but the Zerglings are going for the... Oh, and the Marine dies, so I think this all hinges on Literbot's ability to get a... Yes! And I think that should be it. Unless SSCAIT does something really interesting, these 2 Marines in one bunker, they will just be able to grind down every Zergling coming into the base, now 3. And this is a... oh, well, it's now switching to 4 drones. That's interesting. I don't know why these Marines are exiting the bunker again. It must be because they'd like to fend off these Zerglings a little bit closer to the base entrance. And that is an interesting place to place a command center, really. I don't know what would entice you to do that. Now the Marines are moving out and trying to kite these Lings as they come along. But if you've got only 4, you are going to take some damage, and you need to keep your Marine production up. Now with the Academy, but now 5 Marines, and these... No, it looks like SSCAIT is just going to press full Zergling. With the Academy and the eBay and only 1 barracks, so this is a very weird build to say the least. Command Center now moving up to here, and with the scans and with the additional Marines, and finally an additional barracks and the stim coming up. But you need, I'd say, a medic or 2, and this will be shut down completely. But as you saw, 2 Marines could hold it, and now 6 Marines can hold it completely and safely, and this is going to be another bunker. Yes, it is. So as soon as this bunker is built, this will be shut down for good. SSCAIT just doing what it always does. Now with 2... Oh, that's interesting. With the range, with Marines only, and a medic. So we could say that this has been shut down completely with the medic out. All the Marines are getting healed. Are we going to see more medics? Yep, and a factory. So now Literbot is going to sit back, take its time, macro up. It's now at a 55 supply, and I can't imagine SSCAIT having more than 10. No, it's only got 1 Overlord. So at a 9 supply versus what have we got? 60. That is how it's going to go. Another comsat for good measure, I don't know why. And +1 weapons upgrade coming, more barracks is coming. And vultures coming versus only Zerglings. That is a bit much, but of course these bots have been programmed to win the game. And they have got 90 minutes officially for it, so as long as they win the game within 90 minutes or win on points. So if you remember the old Blizzard score screen at the end of the game, you've got points for resources mined, buildings, builds and killed, and raised, and units produced and killed. Okay, Literbot now moving out with, I think this must be about 60 supply, with the science vessels, with the medics, with the tanks, with the vultures, versus a pool bot. I think that is about to seal the deal. Of course, this is the second game, so this will be the equalizer. There will be 1-1 in games, and then it'll all come down to the last game, in which Literbot will take on SSCAIT one more time. That's the GG. They are now 1-1. And the ancient score screen, I mean this. So Literbot has got 40k points. SSCAIT only 6.5k, so if it were a timeout or a draw in some way, the winner would be determined on those points. So third game coming up. Again, we've got Literbot in the purple, and as the red, we've got SSCAIT. Now, this is a smaller map again, and I hope that either Literbot has learned something from the previous games, and this is going to be a very early depot with the pool, so perhaps this might just be determined by here comes the racks, but the Lings are already underway, so I don't really see how this is going to work. This game might just be decided by the size of the map, and that is there's really a pity. Of course, I'm hoping here comes the bunker, but it's not in the right place, and now we've got this Marine dies instantly. And this bunker is just not well placed, so we've got too many Lings in the base, and as soon as this... No, this is not going to work. The Marine dies again. And Chris Cokes with SSCAIT looks out for a quarter-final appearance in the Student StarCraft AI Tournament 2015, as more and more Lings are flooding in, only of 3 drones, and Literbot just couldn't get its building placement together, couldn't get its SUV micro together, or couldn't learn from its previous games, and that is really something we are seeing now in the entire scope of Brute War AI development. That those bots who are able to learn from their previous games, they will say, well, last game I got 6 pool, I got 4 pool, this time let's not start with a depot first or build a bunker somewhere else. Those kind of bots are playing much better and getting much better results. So Literbot, Martin Royakers, thank you for participating, and see you again next time, as I'm sure we will. Chris Cokes with SSCAIT moving up to the round of 4. Now, the next game is something highly anticipated, is TSCMU Protoss versus Ximp. And Ximp, of course, is a bot by Thomas Vader. Thomas Vader from Slovakia has got a particular build order, which it always does. And let's not get any taken quotes in here, please. Good, so TSCMU Protoss has been recently developed and is the latest child of Vegard Nella from Norway, a very go-to programmer, and he's now involved in Battle Code from the MIT, and that's another kind of AI strategy competition. You might want to look that up. But for now we are playing StarCraft Root War, the most beautiful game in the world. Now, as we can see, we've got a Forge first for Ximp. TSCMU going for the first kill. Woo-ha! TSCMU drawing first blood, or whatever it is that Protoss thingies probes got flowing into their veins. Going for core and nothing very aggressive, going to speed up this a little bit. Ximp, meanwhile, going to sit safely behind a couple of cannons and a forge, nice double bridge thingy, which should make it harder for any attacker to cross over this bridge and into the base. Meanwhile, TSCMU scouting all over the map, going for a couple of gates, quite crazily placed, but well, they'll do. With ranged goons, weapons upgrade coming up, and that's all very tech heavy off one base. Meanwhile, Ximp going for 2 base, and that will be worked out in the supply. Now Ximp at 37, TSCMU at 40, but with the eco advantage coming in. And what I said, that's going to turn out in the supply, but that's not the supply because we've got 600, 750 minerals stuck in cannons, and now soon to be much more. As you can see, these goons, although they've got range, they can't really move up the bridges, and that's going to be a bit of a problem. Now TSCMU going for the observer, so very tech heavy old 2 bases now, because this one base that's not really been populated already. And what is Ximp going to do? Ximp is going to go for, well, let me say it, carriers, and that is a 4-gate carrier of 4 carriers, 4-gate carrier of 2 bases, and that's very interesting. But with a defense like this, it is very well possible, as you will see. Now TSCMU sitting back on 2 bases and only producing goons, so that's not really. We saw earlier in the round of 8 that Skynet tried goons versus Ximp and didn't really do it. And that's a nice concave, but there are more cannons than goons, and if you attack into cannons you are going to suffer heavily. Meanwhile, first carriers out and producing interceptors, first weapon upgrade coming out as well, second carrier out now. TSCMU taking the 3rd base, meanwhile sticking with leg speed and a lot of goons. And that is an impressive amount of goons, but with all the cannons and the carriers, I don't think you can really expect to get anything done here. As you can see, these carriers, we've got now about 4 or 5. They are just taking the concave from the side, and although a couple of cannons catch fire, there is so much blue pus, blue soup around, that's just not worthwhile. Ximp at 100, TSCMU at a higher supply, taking a 4th base, so perhaps it could do something on eco, but okay, that storm, that might be very interesting to see versus these carriers, because you can kill an ungodly amount of interceptors like this. And of course Ximp has been caught on 2 bases, and it's spending a lot of minerals on these cannons. So if you keep the cannon numbers down, but now the container's been cleaned up and the main army is lagging somewhere around here, we've got a lot of carriers, a lot of cannons, and the question now is, we've got a couple of questions. If these 8-ish carriers hit the main base, what can TSCMU do? What can it do? Because it's producing Zealots and Templar and a lot of upgrades, but it hasn't really got. It's losing so much army here on these bridges, and now the carriers are about to hit the main base, and that is not going to be pretty, I can tell you. We've got a Templar with no Storm yet, I think, and now it's got Storm. Will it turn around and defend? I don't know. TSCMU seems to be stuck. It's got an ungodly amount of minerals queued, and a couple of goons won't hold these numbers of carriers. And again, more carriers. So we've got about 8 carriers because it's moving in groups of 4. We've got 8 carriers in the main base, and we've got 1 Corsair to fight them all off, and that is not very even-handed, let me tell you. But a lot of eco behind that and tech being rebuilt. But at the end of the day, we've got 140 supply versus 140 supply. Ximp now at 3 well-fortified bases, main mining out. But in the end, I can't, with these carriers, I can't see it going anywhere because these zealots, they could storm something, they could take something by force, but if you take the 3rd base, perhaps you could do something, but in the end these carriers are just so brutal and they are not being opposed by anything. And this Corsair thinks, well yeah, 8 carriers, good morning, let's not do that. And we've now got 2 Corsairs, and they died again. So now we've got 8 carriers and more coming up. Yeah, there goes another squad. And the ground army of TSCMU is just not doing anything, and that's a damn shame. That is just a damn shame because the main is now dead and gone, and TSCMU is left to rebuild its technology all over the map, which can be gobbled up easily by this veritable swarm of carriers. And even though the main is mined out, and the third is only a couple, no, it's not. It's not working. Whereas the army of TSCMU, it's got 100 supply. It's not enough. These carriers have been doing a job on these zealots. And this is the main base. So again, I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. Again, we've got one more best of 3 after this, and well, that doesn't look like it's going anywhere for TSCMU. Look at the saturation here. We've got a 100 supply and no combat units, or very little. And a handful of goons now, but they're all being taken out piecemeal, now with an arbiter overhead as well, and no detection for TSCMU. So yeah, let me tell you how this goes. We've got about 12 carriers with cloak, just rounding up everything, killing off everything, and that is the last, no it's not the last base of TSCMU's. But now Ximp is nearly maxed. TSCMU rebuilt once more, but only at 55 supply. It's only a matter of time before these carriers find it, and there they go. And one more base, I think. And a bit of army, but as soon as this base is found, it is going to be brutal, and there we go. First game for Ximp. Thomas Vader takes a first game in a best of 3. TSCMU being taken out. Interesting, but with goons and the ground army, it's very hard to fight off carriers. Now, second game coming up. Again, this is a best of 3, so first one to win 2 games advances to the round of 4. Again, we've got TSCMU as the Purple Terran, and very close to it is Thomas Vader's Ximp. Again, TSCMU is one of the bots which can learn from the enemy, so perhaps it's well, it's got a number of build orders, a number of things it can do, and if everything went well with its internal programming, it has seen that last game goons versus carriers didn't work at all. So what will it do now? Will it do something else, or will it try to do the same trick again? Perhaps due to the shorter distance it can do something more, but it looks like with two gates and the goons, it's going to try the exact same thing again. Again, you can do that. You can storm quite a number of cannons if you micro and you commit correctly. But I somehow doubt that 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, soon to be 9 cannons is going to be a hell of a job to tackle for a one-base gateway army. Meanwhile, no, yeah, second base being taken, but Ximp has its base up for quite some time, more than 150 minerals mined per patch already. And here come the gateways once more. So, although this army is being, no, not really being supplemented, and these, oh, look at that, they're just moving in and out and getting shot at and not killed, but oh, here we go, one goon down. You just can't do that. It doesn't work that way. Now with second base, perhaps with a Reaver or with a lot of Zealots, you might get something done with +1 weapons and the range. It's very nice if you're facing a gateway army, but again, sacrificing probes like that and sacrificing goons like this, that is not how you win a game. So pardon me if I speed it up again, because TSCMU seems to be stuck in a rut. and not able to adapt its play to what the sim does. Now we've got the carriers, and although in small numbers they don't really do much, combined with the cannons you're not going to get in there anytime soon. Third base coming up for TSCMU. Now long distance mining from here for some reason, and we've got the main base shut down with these by these carriers. Although the goons now have some surface area to set up their defense, and they are taking out interceptors at a pace faster than these carriers can kill goons, so that might be something. Again, if the next batch of carriers hits, that might well be very different. So 1 goon, 2 goons, now goons start dying, and with the production capacity of 8 carriers, although the minerals are very low, they are beating back the goons slowly but surely. And this High Templar doesn't have enough energy for Storm yet, so that is not going well. Meanwhile, third base being taken for Xim and these 8 carriers. So if TSCMU cannot hold these in 8 carriers, what is this Templar going to do? Is it going to save everything with a money storm, but it doesn't kill any interceptors at all? Just goes for the carriers while the goons go for the interceptors, and that's not a good combination. Now, have we got more carriers coming up? No, not really, because quite a bit of interceptors are dying, which are now being replaced, but with the dwindling goon numbers, that is only going to be a matter of time. Hell of a lot of gateways, hell of a lot of tech, but no coherent defense against these carriers, and soon there will be 4 more into the base, and that will be the end of TSCMU Protoss, I fear. TSCMU finally, I say finally, he's only been around for a year, but took a IIDE tournament with a very tiny margin from Triple Z K-Bar. Is not likely to advance in this tournament. And here come the carriers. 4th base coming up for Xim, and although TSCMU is expanding all over the place, goons do not beat carriers, and we can add a period to that, but I'll let it play out like this so you can see it. These carriers are just too brutal, they are mopping up everything and everyone, and we've got more carriers coming, so soon we'll have 12 carriers versus, well, not really well coordinated goon army, and it's just like watching some white blood cells clean up an infection. It's brutally efficient. They've got +3 weapons, they've now got an Arbiter as well for Cloak, and between all the interceptors and the arbiters and the carriers, there isn't much you can do with goons. Xim taking the map, fortifying each base with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 cannons, so that's quite safe. And there isn't a magic energy shield you can take down to stop the attack. These couple of goons are trying to hold off the carriers a little bit, but it's not really working, and now the surge is on. You can see the surge algorithm at work. 1 group of carriers being detained here by a handful of goons, but they're killing it all. And now they have found another base, which is going down. All the probes are going down, more carriers coming in to kill the probes. And there goes the assimilator, so that is that. Almost maxed for Protoss now, with a nice bank. And just going to, well, look at this from Xim perspective. This is what it sees. So now we've got a handful of goons, which kills, and then it's going again to swarm out and find enemy bases. Again, there is no map hack, it only sees what its units can see, but it's now moving into the heart of the new TSCMU base, which has been beautifully rebuilt, but again, Zealots and goons are not going to do anything against 12 cloaked carriers. And that is just the horrible sound of Zealots dying in flower patterns of interceptors. And let me catch one. So many kills, and even the arbiters, no, the arbiters don't get any kills in, but this is just going to be brutal. And TSCMU can expand where it will, but with 12 cloaked carriers out and about, and without a coherent strategy of dealing with them, this is not going well. So again, the Zealots going on a kamikaze run, and of course these probes moving up to the top left should give away the location of another base, and Protoss is going to look there. No, I don't think it is. So let me put back the entire visual thing. TSMU again is trying to rebuild, trying to long distance mine, but as soon as the carriers find this base, it will be over very, very quick. Never say die, never GG, and only GG if you are dead. Simp moves on to the round of 4. TSMU Protoss got eliminated. Better luck next time, and congratulations to Thomas Vaida. Now, last game. We have got University of Alberta bot, and that is not playing as the Red Terran, because the Red Terran is Igor Dmitrievich, and as you can see, 1 SCV being built, 1 mining, 3 moving out on the map. University of Alberta by Dave Churchill, playing as the Yellow Zerg. It can play all 3 races. It should be noted that all 3 races tend to be a bit cheesy. They've designed University of Alberta more as a teaching tool without fully fixed build orders, but it can do everything. If you download it, you can adapt its build orders and its parameters just by editing some text files. And Stone is just doing its thing, which is attacking by SCVs with SCVs, and if Lings come out, well, they can perhaps kill a couple of SCVs, but in the end, oh sorry, down phone. In the end, these SCVs are going to repair each other, and a Zerg has no longer the resources to fight anything. These SCVs, which will continue to grow in numbers as soon as the depot is being built, I suppose. Well, you could get this one drone back, but this is a scouting or a dancing drone more likely. And you could set up something again, because these Zerglings could hold off these SCVs for quite a long time, but now we've got a handful of SCVs in the enemy base. Only 1 Ling out and 1 drone out, which is dancing its ass off, but it's not really going anywhere. Again, these SCVs, slowly but surely with their plasma cutters, are taking down the enemy. And now the last drone dies, 0 supply, GG. Stone taking the first game in the best of 3 of the round of 8 versus University of Alberta. Now, this will be the last game of the round of 8. And again, we've got University of Alberta versus Stone. And believe it or not, Dave Churchill with the University of Alberta will spawn again as Zerg, and this time we'll do another build, because now it will go up to 5 drones, and perhaps then a spawning pool. Again, Stone by Igor Dmitrievich has done its usual build, 1 SCV, send it to mine, and scout with 3. So on a 4-player map, you've got all the positions checked out immediately. And this drone will fight to death, and this SCV will survive because it's got more hit points, which is a bit cruel. So only 1 drone left, 1 drone in a building, and 1 drone fighting off this SCV, which has been repaired. Now with 3 SCVs coming in, how will it go? Here come the Lings, but we've got 5 SCVs in already, and although the probes have a bit of a... Well, let me try to capture this real time. There are more SCVs coming in, so in the end, the production and repair capacity of the SCVs is bigger than that of the Zerg army, because Zerg can only build, what's it got? 1, 2, 3, 4 SCVs and a drone again. This is like endgame chess, in where one side is still producing pawns. And although these Lings are doing a nice job, and they probably will catch that SCV, as long as there isn't any income for Zerg. And will it escape? Will it escape? Yes, it will escape. So these SCVs are all being repaired, and 2 in the base have done some considerable damage already to the pool. And there goes 1 Ling. So now it's only 3 Lings, and again more SCVs coming up. Now, with soon to be a depot up, there will be more SCVs coming in. Now, where are the Lings, they are moving out of them on the map. Perhaps if they could attack all these SCVs and kill the buildings before the SCVs could take down the hatch and the spawning pool. Perhaps that is what it's doing, but the drone got stuck and got taken out. Now we've got 3 mining and 4 in the enemy base attacking the Lings, and I think one is about to die again. Yep, there it goes. SCVs repairing one another, and only one small Zergling against all these cruel SCVs, and now it's over. So Stone, take your 8-speed moment of victory and move on to the round of 4. Dave Churchill, University of Alberta, thank you very much for playing. See you again next time, as I'm sure we will. So, to recap briefly, this was the round of 8 of the Student StarCraft AI Tournament Finals 2015. Killerbot moves up over Icebot, ZZKbot moves up over Literbot, and Ximp beats TSU Protoss. Last game, of course, we saw Stone by Igor Dmitrievich beating University of Alberta by Dave Churchill. So, thank you for watching, for listening. Do visit our website. You can find out how to play against these bots, learn how to code them, and find many more games to watch. Thank you for listening, for watching, and good.